What is up, Heifas and friends? This is Jillian. Welcome to another episode of Java and Journeys with Jillian. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I am here at Disney Springs, and of course we're getting very near to Valentine's Day, so why not try out some Valentine's Day treats here at Disney Springs? If you happen to miss my last video, I'll post it up here, but essentially the last time we were at Disney Springs, we were able to walk into World of Disney, check out some of the Valentine's Day merch, which I was just in Disney Springs, and all of that Valentine's Day merch that I showed you all is practically gone, so that shows you how fast, especially some of these seasonal items, can go. But afterwards, we had the opportunity to go to Wine Bar George, get our Grown and Sexy on, try out one of their coffee cocktails, get a couple of appetizers to nosh on, as well as head over to Joffrey. So if you missed that video, please check it out. While we're here though, we are going to go to Amorettes because they have some seasonal treats. They have a mini croquembouche that I am looking forward to trying out, as well as a Paint the Roses Red, in honor, of course, of Alice herself, Alice in Wonderland. Then we're gonna make our way over to Gideon's because I believe they have a seasonal Valentine's Day cookie, and I wanna see what that looks like. I also just purchased some really cool merch, so when I get home, I will show you all of this, and I'll try everything out and tell you what I think. I know typically I don't do that. I leave you all on red, and how dare I. I'll just buy a bunch of things, and I'm like, okay, you know, this was real, this was fun, but not real fun. But I am actually going to take you all through the full journey. So why am I still talking? Let's go ahead and head over to Amorettes. You see the World of Disney right outside, and we have been to Amorettes many times before here on this channel, so I know that this journey will not be completely new to you all. But with them having their Valentine's Day treats that actually recently dropped, I wanted to go ahead and see what the hype is all about. And Amorettes is known for their fun Mickey domes, and of course they will sometimes do other characters. But if you are visiting the Orlando area, or you know, maybe you're a resident and you're just hanging out, I definitely recommend coming to try some of their baked goods because it is very yummy. Let's go ahead and stand in the queue here and take a look at the Rosa Regale Italian sparkling wine. I love the little topper. I think that's very sweet. And honestly, that's not too bad. $21. Okay, y'all, I am so trifling. My sister was like, you fool, it is not $21 for the bottle. And she is correct. It is $21 for the glass of the red sparkling wine. But you get a little topper. Is that worth $21? I'll let you be the judge. Let's check out some of these desserts. Okay, I know it's not Valentine's Day, but you know I got to shout out for my people. I love the Wakanda themed cake. And it's actually a Black Panther petite cake. But rolling over to the more Valentine's Day specific items, you have the Painting the Roses Red. And here is the mini Valentine's croquembouche. So we're definitely gonna get those to try that out. And then here is the strawberry cheesecake, and it has that gel at the top of it that looks really interesting. So I think I may get that as well. And then in honor of Valentine's Day, they have a Carl and Ellie petite cake. And y'all, those dome cakes that I just showed you, let's just say if you're like, listen, I am here visiting, or I don't want this big a cake, they have these little mini dome cakes that I think are so beautiful. All right, everyone, we have our Amorettes. We are going to be continuing our Fat Kid Valentine's Day journey and going over to Gideon's to see if they have, I want to say they have a special Valentine's Day cookie that looks as if, and I don't want to, can't remember the name off the top of my head, but if it's what I think it is, I think it's a combination of like sweet and spicy, but we'll see, because I couldn't tell when I was looking on Gideon's website if this particular cookie that I'm thinking of, it felt like it was giving me Burning Love, Valentine's Day vibes, but I'm not entirely sure. So, you know, let's just be a little bit spontaneous here. And also, let me tell you all something. So, you know, Disney is just taking all my coins between Disney and Beyonce. I don't know what to do. I just dropped some funds for the Cowboy Carter tour. And you all know how you buy something really expensive and then you may have a twinge of like buyer's remorse. And I've gone to a lot of Beyonce concerts. Her concerts are worth every penny, but I have to admit, I had a little bit of buyer's remorse. I'm not even going to tell you all how much I spent on those tickets, but just know I did not get a floor seat. We're not balling hard like that. And also, I absolutely refuse to do floor seats. Mini, Rant. The reason why is the last time when I went to go see her last tour, Renaissance, I was on the floor with one of my good friends who I'm actually going to also enjoy the Cowboy Carter tour with. Yo, we are short Black folks, and it was so hard. And also we were standing around some obnoxious people who were just like, I don't know, being very like bitchy and rude. And so I don't know, we still had a blast. We did not let anyone's, you know, and when I say they were being like bitchy and rude, because, you know, it was Renaissance, and if you're into Beyonce, and even if you're not, you may have seen that like the whole theme around Renaissance is like wearing platinum and silver, and it's like you're a disco ball, and everyone's just having a good time and dancing. But these girls were literally talking about what some people were wearing, but being very rude. And I'm just like, listen, don't damper someone's good time because you're being a hater. Anywho, so going back, after dropping money on those tickets, I was just like, and I told myself, all right, you know what? It's all good. I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to go to Disney Springs. I'm going to give you all the content you deserve. We walk into the world of Disney, and of course I see 50 billion things that are very interesting. And as you all know, when I did my last video, taking you all on some of the Valentine's Day finds, y'all, I was so disciplined. You would have been so proud of me. Today I was not as disciplined. I was also sad because that tumbler that I had showed you all that had like the Mickey and Minnie hearts, y'all, that tumbler was gone. And I don't know if they'll have that at Magic Kingdom or some of the other parks, maybe so. I don't have buyer's remorse not getting that. It was super cute. I am feeling a little bit of buyer's remorse for these Beyonce tickets. So between Beyonce and Disney, I basically have no check. So you all need to like, you need to subscribe. Have you done that yet? If you haven't, you need to. Help a girl out. Come on now. It is Black History Month. You know, our president may not want to recognize Black History Month, but on this channel, we are recognizing Black History Month. I am honoring my ancestors, and you all can always support Black content creators because we are the business. As we get closer to Disney, or excuse me, to Gideon's, let's also pray that the line is not 10 years long. Okay, here's the line. The line is a little lengthy, but let me tell you what makes me happy is that I don't see any mention of a virtual queue. Let me show you all this line really quick. Look at this line. And y'all, this is very normal for Gideons. For those of you all that are Florida residents, if you know, you know. If you're visiting, listen, come prepared. And if you're here on a holiday, sister girl, honey chow, honey pop, you can hang it up. You better get on that virtual queue. Otherwise, it may be hard. Yo, let's get in this line. And while we are waiting in line, let me show you all what the Gideon's card looks like for the month of February. And these change out every single month. So it's kind of fun as like a little thing to collect, especially if you want to use it as like a bookmark. But let's look at some of the flavors. So they do have that cookie that I was thinking of, and this is the internal flame. So if I can get my zoom just right, you will see that it has like cayenne, ancho chilies. So it's a little bit of a taste on sweet and spicy, so that's going to be really interesting. My sister's going to get the white chocolate macadamia nut, which is also one that sounds really cool. And I think in the spirit of Valentine's Day, they also have a sort of like red velvet cake, but I feel like there's something that's supposed to be interesting about that red velvet cake, so I may hook myself up with the slice too. So I am just on the fast track of giving myself diabetes. But do not judge me, do not come for me, because I do not consume, there's no way, y'all, with all of these treats. Luckily, there's 3 of us in this household. I will gradually eat these things, and hopefully I don't forget, because what ends up happening, and I'm sure for a lot of people, if you go out and you're filming content or you're out at like the parks and you're trying so many different things, if you take something home, I have a terrible habit of forgetting that I even have some of these foods in the fridge, because I just get distracted with other things. So anyway, it'll probably take me a good like week minimum just to get through all these treats, probably even longer, but we'll see. The last time I went to Amorettes and I purchased some treats, I felt so awful because there was like a some sort of eclair that I completely forgot about it. So it sat in my fridge, and eventually I tried to clean our fridge out like every couple of weeks, and I was like, oh crap, and it was stale at that point. It wasn't even worth eating, and I hate spending that kind of money. This stuff is not cheap. Speaking of stuff not being cheap, did you all see how much? So that Carl and Ellie cake was like $22, and I was like, oh no, not today, Satan. So of course you all saw I got the mini Valentine's Cocoa Bush. I also got the Paint the Roses Red. I'm looking forward to trying that. And the strawberry cheesecake, of course. And oh my gosh, the person that was helping me out at Amorette, she was so sweet and so patient. I felt so bad because I was talking to you all, and then I looked up and she was just smiling at me, and I was like, oh my God, girl, I'm sorry. I'm one of those people. I absolutely apologize. She was really kind, and fortunately, there wasn't like a massive line behind me. So I tried to be cognizant and aware. I just got so distracted. My fat kid tendencies were coming out, and I was just like staring at everything. So she was super, super, super sweet and patient with me, which I like, bless her heart, super kind. But yeah, and what's also funny is, of course, looking at the Gideon's card, there's this woman who walked up and she was like, what is this long line for? I'm like, oh, it's Gideon's. They have cookies and cake. And she was like, oh. And she looked at the card and she was like, not for me. And I was like, girl, I feel you. That woman was straight up like, if she could have said hell no, I think she would have said hell no. This line is way too long. Which, by the way, the Gideon's associate was like, yeah, it's going to be like a 40-minute wait. I don't think it's going to be 40 minutes. I don't think I've ever waited that long to get in Gideon's, and I've certainly been in a line when it is this lengthy, and it's moving up slowly but surely. And also, like, Gideon's, I mean, they have cold brews, but like, it's cookies and it's cake. So there's not, you know, this is not Burger King, have it your way. There's not really that many options. I get that some folks are indecisive, but you're waiting in this line. Hopefully by the time you get up there, you have an idea about what you want. So they tend to move pretty fast here, so I just don't anticipate that, but we'll see. I will check back in with you all when we get inside Gideon's. All right, let's head on in. Thank you. All right, everyone, welcome to Gideon's. And once we get into the top of the queue, I will show you all what we're working with tonight. But take a look around. And of course, Gideon's does not change its style at all. So if you've seen Gideon's in some of my other videos, you will notice that it pretty much looks the same. Here is some of their merch featured here. And I've actually never thought about purchasing their merch, but I was admiring one of the Gideon's bags. I wasn't sure if it was insulated. I do think the tumbler is really cute, especially for Halloween. But yeah, I do like the red glow that they have though around inside. You're going to die in this queue. Oh my God, did you all see and hear that this picture was basically telling me I'm going to perish standing in queues and lines at Disney? Probably so. And as I was just saying that I don't really have a lot of Gideon's or any Gideon's merch, look at those cookie tins. Maybe something to think about getting. And while we're admiring the tins, let's get into the cookies that we need to get to fill up in the tin. So here's the Eternal Flame that has the cayenne and the chilies. I am definitely going to try that. And here's the other special, the white chocolate caramel macadamia nut. And then the standard flavors that they have here on a daily are the dark coffee cake, the original chocolate chip, the banana bread chocolate chip cookie, and then heat out the cakes. I thought about getting the red velvet, but I actually have an understanding of some of the other cake specials they're gonna have for this month. So I think I'm actually going to tame my inner fat kid and just stick with the cookie for now. And then I'll come back and I'll try some of the specialty cake slices that they have for Valentine's Day. All right, heifers, we have our Gideon's baked treats and specialty tin. I think now that we have left Gideon's, you know, we have to infuse some Java in our lives, because what would be Java and Journeys with Jillian without a little bit of Java? So we're gonna head over, you know, to my booze place, Joffrey's. I don't know how things are gonna go, but we're gonna see what they have for Valentine's Day, because I'm pretty sure the last time I checked, they have a specialty coffee. Let's go check it out. Okay, so if you are new to this channel, let me tell you all, Joffrey's and I have a very tumultuous relationship. It's a love-hate relationship at best, frenemies at worst. Let's see what Joffrey's has for me today, or if I have to crush him. So, Joffrey's is so hit and miss, real talk. And there are certain, like, I actually like Joffrey's ground coffees, but like at the park, it is so hit and miss, y'all. I am not even gonna hold you. So I don't see anything. Here's the outside of Joffrey's here at Disney Springs. And looking around, I don't see, oh, here we go, on the other side. So right now they have this iced strawberry dipped mocha latte. We are not going to make it a spirit because, you know, we're trying to get home in one piece this evening. But it looks as if it has espresso milk, strawberry syrup, dark chocolate sauce, and a mocha cold foam. Why not try it and see if Joffrey's is going to disappoint us this evening? All right, let's go in and get our specialty coffee drink. And y'all, I just got my drink, but I wanted to show you a few more of the Valentine's Day themed ground coffee blends that they have. So the last time I was here, I showed you all a couple and I purchased, right now it's escaping me the exact blends that I had, but these were actually not here. So this one is the Valentines blend, Minnie Mouse and Daisy Duck. So adorable. And this one is a blend of a butterscotch and sweet chocolate flavored notes. And then you have Mickey and Minnie down here, and this is a Hoppity Ever After blend with caramel and dark chocolate notes. And y'all, I would love to get these, but I have the two that I purchased from my last video here showing some of the Valentine's Day themed things, and I have not even opened those yet, so I'm going to exercise some restraint. And once I get through those, if they happen to still have these, which they probably won't because it's going to take me a while to get through all this coffee that I have at home, I'll have to come back and try these. But look how adorable that is. And let me show you all, because once I get outside it's going to be very dark, but here is our strawberry mocha latte. And you know me, I don't like things extraordinarily sweet, so I got this with half the syrup, and I am looking forward to trying this out. All right, we have our drink. Cheers. You know how we do things here at Java and Journeys, and thank you for joining me. Okay, that is nice. This is probably one of the best drinks I've ever had from Joffrey's, period. It has a great strawberry taste, and I'm so happy that I got this with half the syrup, because I think had I gotten it with full syrup, it would have been entirely too sweet. But this has a lovely strawberry taste. Does not taste artificial And I'm typically not a fruit and chocolate person, but I will make an exception for strawberries dipped in chocolate, which is always delightful. And that's exactly what this drink tastes like. And again, they have it as an alcoholic version that you can get. I think this tastes fine without alcohol, but you know what? Treat yourself. If you're here living it up responsibly, of course, get you a little bit of alcohol in this, because I feel like this with a little bit of vodka would be divine. I'm shook, y'all. I'm shook. See, this is the honeymoon phase that I'm in with Joffrey's right now. We're back at it. We're on a good note. We're not about to kill each other right now. We're all good. So, all right, the relationship we're moving forward, y'all. We got some counseling, we got some therapy, we talked about our issues, and it tastes like we are on the right track. Cheers again. And while I am heading back to the car, I hope you enjoyed this journey. When I get home, I will show you all the desserts. I promise you I will. And I'm going to try everything, take one bite, tell you all how it is, because I know I'm trifling and I don't do the greatest job of telling you all how certain things taste. So I will come full circle. I will check back in with you all when I get home. All right, everyone. So we have just made it back home. I am going to try out these treats and also show you all what I have purchased at the World of Disney real quick before I head to bed, because it is getting late over here, and my millennial spirit, like once we get after 9 o'clock, I am ready to go to bed. So let me show you all first, before we dig into our desserts, what I purchased from Disney Springs. So because I need more mugs in my life, this mug is actually my co-producer's, and I love the retro look and color of this mug. This is, I think, very creative and also simple, right? Like nothing too elaborate. I just love the colors and just the style of this mug. And you see here on the side, the stripes, and the pattern goes through toward the back. And this mug was $16.99. You see that here. I know my Zoom is having some issues here, but $16.99. And then I also purchased this Most Magical Kitchen, because this was just so adorable. And my sister actually purchased another cup. And you see right here, this bottom part, cups that are designed like this can easily stack. So she has a yellow one actually that complements this one. And I just thought this was so cute and adorable. And then the back, it says the same thing. And then you'll see the price here. This one's $19.99. So this one's a little bit more expensive than our other retro looking mug. But again, what I love about this style, and also the other complimentary mug that my sister purchased, is that this will beautifully stack on top of each other. So I love the color and just how cute Mickey looks in this. And then they also have a slew of Minnie Mouse swag and merchandise. And so I picked up this fanny pack / I like wearing these, of course, like on my back, but I just thought this was so cute and compact. And let me see if I can open this zipper with one hand. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, no pattern lining, but it is soft on the inside. And I also love that you see like the pockets here in the interior, so you can like put some things. And then what I also thought was really cool and thoughtful is that in the front, and it's kind of hard to tell, but you have like this little space area here, which is really nice if you need to quickly put your wallet or keys if you're about to hop on a ride, and let's just say you want to keep that stuff out, or your sanitizer if you're like me and a little bit of a germaphobe. But here there are little gaps and spaces, and that is where you can put your mouse ears, which I thought it was a really clever design. So I'm super excited to wear this in the park. And to complement my bag, you all know I had to go all out with some shoes. So I got these Crocs, and I think these are so adorable. And this, of course, is again a part of the Minnie Mouse collection. And you see Minnie herself and little polka dots on one shoe, and on the other shoe, it says Minnie Mouse in this really cute font. And again, another bow compliment. So I'm super excited about these Crocs because I first saw them at Epcot in the Connection shop, and they were completely sold out. I wear a size 9. They were completely sold out of size 9. So fortunately, they had a couple left at the World of Disney at Disney Springs. So I went ahead and purchased that. The one size 9 I almost picked up, I could tell that someone tried it on. So I completely bypassed that one. So I'm so thankful that they had like a pair of size 9s that were intact. And let me tell you all something, mini rant. Do not be that trifling heifer that tries on shoes, especially when you have been walking in the theme park all day. But whether you've been walking in the theme park all day or not, please make sure you are wearing a fresh pair of socks. I cannot tell you all how disgusting that is, because I literally have seen people with who have had flip-flops on take their crusty feet and put their crusty feet in a pair of shoes. And that is so trifling. Let me tell you, it will be on site. Please do not let me hit you and bop some common sense upside your head. Don't do trifling stuff like that. I don't know what some of y'all are thinking. Do not be that trifling person. And if you do not have socks or something to cover your feet before you try something on, just skip it. Come back. Nothing is worth you grossing the rest of us out and infecting us with your nasty foot crust, okay? Or your sweaty, smelly feet, especially when you have probably been out and about walking around the earth, walking around the theme parks, and you put your crusty feet. Please, it will be okay. I warned you, it will be on site. All right. So I'm just telling you, don't do that. Mini rant over. Now, let's get into the even better parts of this video. I have laid out some of our desserts. So my co-producer actually ended up getting the double frosted cake here. And this is actually a banana, I want to say banana peanut butter chocolate vanilla cake. So I'm a little bit nervous because when it comes to things that are fruit flavored, I'm always concerned about it tasting artificial. So we'll see if that's good. And here are our desserts from Amorette. So we have the painted rose dessert here. And this mousse is going to be a dark chocolate mousse. We have the mini Valentine's croquembouche. And we also have the strawberry cheesecake. And then here, of course, in our Gideon's tin, I have a couple of the cookies that I cannot wait to get into just to see how they are. So let's go ahead and try some of these desserts out. So I'm going to actually take a seat. And I don't have my attachment to actually sit this on the table. So I'm going to try to hold this camera in one hand and try these desserts in another. And again, you all know I typically, depending on if I'm at a restaurant or where I'm at, if I'm at Disney Springs picking up something and I'm taking it home, I know I do a horrible job of getting back in touch to tell you all what my reaction is. So bear with me. I'm going to actually humor you all. The first thing I'm going to try out is the strawberry cheesecake. That's good. That is really good. And let me show you all a little bit about what that looks like on the inside. So you see the layers, and it has that strawberry filling on the inside, and nothing tastes artificial. It tastes super fresh, creamy. And of course, once I refrigerate this, it will get a little bit harder, which I actually prefer a harder cheesecake versus a smooth cheesecake, but the flavor of this is so good and I love the texture. I'm going to actually take one more bite of that because that is divine. Now, let's move to the painted rose. And the person at Amorette, she warned me. She was like, hey, I just want to let you know, this is dark chocolate. I'm like, girl, no worries. I love dark chocolate, but thank you for the warning because I know dark chocolate is not for everyone. My sister is not a fan, but take a look at the inside. And it was very easy for me to just slice my fork in there. Y'all, that is delicious. It's very light. The dark chocolate is not overpowering. It's not too bitter. I think even if you weren't a dark chocolate fan, I think you would appreciate this. Now, I'm not telling you to spend I want to say this was $8.50 on something that's dark chocolate flavor, only for you to like. The high likelihood is that you're not going to like it, but this tastes super smooth. And I am just shocked that it's not bitter, because some things, again, that are dark chocolate flavor are like, they over index on that dark chocolate, and it's like so bitter to the point that it's like you can only take a bite or two and then be done with it. This is delicious. So far, both desserts, the strawberry cheesecake, the painted rose, both of those are hits. Now let's get into this mini croquembouche. And the outside part of the croquembouche is like a Nutella. I'm actually just going to try a little bit of that just to see. Oh yeah, that's good. It's Nutella. So you see the patisserie out here, and the patisserie is also filled with Nutella. So let's try it. You can see the inside. So hopefully this won't be too overpowering. Here's our patisserie here. Oh, wow. So I'm really getting a bite of that. I'll have to go back and look at the ingredients, but I feel like I'm tasting some espresso, like a bit of a coffee flavor in that. And the patisserie is nice. It's chewy. It doesn't taste stale. There's nothing worse than like overbaked patisserie. That's really good. Now I will say, if I had to rank the three of these desserts, I think my favorite is exactly from, and I wouldn't even say from best to worst, because none of these are what I would put in a worst category. So I would say, for me, if I had to like pick right now, what's the dessert I want to finish right here on the spot? The strawberry cheesecake, that's my number one. The second is the rose. The third is the croquembouche. Again, all three are good. I'm going to enjoy eating these over the week, but I actually recommend these. And amorettes, for me, some of their desserts can be hit or miss. And again, like y'all will see content on certain restaurants, and definitely there are some restaurants that are trash, right? Or certain food trucks or fast food that's trash. But I will say that oftentimes too, like everyone has a different palate, right? So what I may think is trash, someone else may be like, oh my God, this is the most delicious thing. But also some content creators front, right? I'm going to try my best not to front, but I also am going to try to articulate what are some of the like main prominent flavors, because here's the thing, like, again, if you're someone who doesn't like dark chocolate, then girl, you're probably not going to like the rose, even though I think the dark chocolate is very well balanced. So that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, like these desserts from Amorettes, I would definitely go back and get again. So far, these are great. Now, let's actually take a look at this cake that is my co-producer. So what I appreciate about Gideon's is that all of their boxes of cake actually have like what it is you're ordering. So let's just say if you have a bunch of different type of cake slices that you get from them and you're like, oh my God, what was in that box? What was in this box? It's all labeled. So I appreciate that thought and care. And their cakes, you need to keep cool, right? And believe them when they say that, because I have experimented with leaving a Gideon's cake out just to see what it would be like, because there are some places that actually tell you not to refrigerate the cake or cupcake. Gideon's, you do need to refrigerate unless it says otherwise. I think pretty much any cake I've gotten from them, you need to refrigerate. Oh man, I just dropped that fork, but we are not, I will throw that away. We are not going to be using that fork, but let's take, it's almost like a veil. But oh my gosh, look at those layers. Look at how prominent those layers are. Let's take a bite. Very soft. I will say, based upon like how smooth everything is, putting my fork in, it seems like this is going to be moist. Let's see. Let's try this out. Okay. So, peanut butter, banana, The banana does not taste artificial. Praise God. So we're good to go there. The chocolate cake layer is so moist, which I cannot stand eating a dry ass piece of cake. Like, nothing more is frustrating to me. And fortunately with Gideon's, I haven't had much of that problem. I'm not a fan of some of their cake slices. This one, the peanut butter, I think overpowers the taste of the banana. I actually only get like a small hint of banana. And I will say, you have that moist chocolate layer, but I do think the peanut butter icing that they have, it kind of feels like a little dry, if that makes any sense. Not the cake layer, but like the peanut butter part. It's just, I feel like when you put those two together, because it's not like a smooth like peanut butter mousse or like a whipped peanut butter icing, because it's not very light and fluffy. I think what almost happens is that peanut butter icing makes it feel like you're eating something that has a thin layer of like dryness to it with like the moist cake part, if that makes any sense. So not my favorite piece of cake, but I do appreciate the fact that it's moist. The peanut butter flavor is there, but I feel like it completely overpowers the banana. I don't know that I could recommend this particular piece because of just like the texture that the peanut butter icing is making me feel. Like, it's just giving me kind of like this feeling of I need to quickly like drink some water after just taking that one bite. So I don't know that I would personally recommend that. I have had the red velvet cake before. That is a banger. The cakes that I had over the holidays, those cakes are probably the best cake slices I had at Gideon's. So like I said, some of their cakes are hit or miss, and some of them can be so like heavy. This one is definitely on the heavier side, not because of the chocolate cake layer, but definitely because of that peanut butter icing. That makes it a little bit more dense. And like I said, I feel like if you're going to eat this cake, you need to have some coffee, some water, some tea, something to like kind of wash it all down, because that peanut butter makes it, it just adds that like dry texture to it. So not my favorite piece of cake at Gideon's. That one would be a pass for me. I definitely prefer the desserts from Amorette so far. Let's check out these cookies. Okay, so here is the lid to the tin. I'm actually happy I put this camera down briefly, because it definitely took the use of both my hands to get this open. So that's good. It seals very well. That's a good problem to have if you're going to store your cookies in this. And then here's the inside. They gave me a couple of cards, which I'll pull these out, of course. And then here is the side of my cookie tin from Gideon's. And then here's the side of it with the Gideon's insignia. And then, of course, here is the back. I am really happy to have this tin, and there's a ton of space. So like the two Gideon's cookies I had in here still left a ton of room for more cookies. So I'm just happy to have this, because with all the baked goods that we typically try here, it's nice to just have a place to store that and have it out of the way. But here are our cookies. I actually am super excited about the Eternal Flame, just because that is such a unique flavor with the chilies, with the cayenne pepper and the sweetness. So we're really going to get a lot of that heat and sweet at the same time. I'm a little nervous. And then we have our white chocolate macadamia nut, which I have confidence that this will also be good. And I'll tell you all that, as you can see here, Gideon's cookies can be very, very, very sweet. It takes me a while to get through these cookies. This is not, for me, the kind of cookie that I can consume in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. It typically takes me a couple of weeks to consume these, which is why I'm happy I have this like airtight tin to hopefully preserve a little bit of the freshness of these cookies for as long as possible. But I'm going to stop running my mouth here. Let's get into how these cookies actually taste. Let's start with the Eternal Flame. I'm nervous about this because I don't know how spicy it's going to be, but let's see. Okay, that is delicious. Ooh. Ooh. You are naughty. This is a naughty cookie. So the chocolate chips are so, and of course, because I've been outside, are soft. They are so good. Not dark chocolate chips, which is nice. And then of course you have the chocolate covered fruit. And I want to say that those are chocolate covered cherries, if I can remember correctly. And when you take that first bite, you get that chocolate and it's smooth and the cookie is soft, right? And then that heat builds up and you get that nice kick of heat at the end. So the heat and the spicy part is not overly spicy. You don't bite into it and all of a sudden you're consumed and doused in the flames. This is a lover that wants to, take their time. They want to get to know you, right? They want to actually do the right thing by having a conversation, treating you to a nice beverage and something to eat. They're not trying to rush, into things, right? I love the fact that this cookie is one that's going to build and build. So I definitely recommend, if you are here in the Orlando area or you live in the Orlando area and it is around like Valentine's Day, we're in the month of February, go to Gideon's, get this cookie. It's a great ride. You will not regret it. I actually like this. Now, if you don't like that kind of like combination of sweet and spicy, this is not going to be for you, but this is probably on the better side of cookies I've had from Gideon's, because like I said, some of Gideon's cookies can be hit or miss. This one is definitely a hit for me. Now let's try that white chocolate macadamia nut cookie, which I have confidence because I love white chocolate macadamia nut. Yeah. Now, it's funny because the white chocolate, I actually think the white chocolate macadamia nut tastes sweeter than the internal flame cookie. It's really sweet. Those white chocolate chips, like, it's a punch in the mouth with the sweetness. So I actually prefer the internal flame, but I love, of course, like that macadamia nut and also that little bit of salt that Gideon's tends to put on their cookies that brings the flavors out. So if I had to pick between the two, in all honesty, I would go with that internal flame. That is going to be a unique, fun, I think, like, moment for your palate. Because like I said, it's different, right? And we love different. We love trying things that are unique and interesting. And that one is one that is certainly interesting. Well, my friends, what have we learned on this journey? Well, we learned that your girl Jillian is going to be going broke unless you like, share, and subscribe. We are almost at 500 subscriptions. As a matter of fact, by the time I post this, hopefully we've exceeded 500 subs. But thank you all so much for all your support and watching. I've been doing this content creating thing now for, oh my gosh, my lights came off. So it's like, girl, you need to wrap it up. Okay, it's the Oscars. You need to come on now. But I'll tell you all really quickly that I have been doing this now for, I want to say maybe it's been closer to 5 months. And it has just been such a joy to take you all along these journeys with me. And this has been quite cathartic, given everything that's going on in the world. I have found so much happiness and joy just doing this and take you along with me. So thank you so much for the support. But yes, we have learned that your girl is going broke. The lights are going off. You just saw that, right? So we have learned that Beyonce is about to bankrupt me. Disney is about to bankrupt me. We've also learned how not to be a trifling ass heifer, okay? Pardon my French. Sorry, not sorry. Do not put your crusty feet in shoes without a clean pair of socks, okay? Don't do that, because otherwise it's going to be on site with Jillian. We've also learned to try new things, right? So something may sound gross and disgusting, but take that risk, right? I think the desserts on the whole have been such a hit. I think of everything that I tried, the thing that I liked least was actually the cake slice. But first world problems, right? Thank you for joining me on this journey. Like, subscribe, comment. And until then, I'll catch you on the next one.